Students have continued breaking apart numbers in their math work. As opposed to the first lesson in Chapter 3, now students are asked to break apart numbers in order to subtract. Let's take a closer look. Just as before, some of the steps in these break aparts are going to be the same. You'll see we're going to take a look at the first part of the number sentence, which is 12 minus 5. Just like last time, I'm going to have students circle the smallest number and make an upside down caret underneath that number. The next thing they're going to look at is, opposed to finding partners to 10, they need to find out 12 minus how many is going to equal 10. Well, we have been practicing using our number line that we can always look at the ones digit to find out how many hops back we need to take to get to 0. That is 2. Students should have a good concept of that. If they don't, please let me know using your homework packets. The next thing they're going to do, just like before, is figure out 2 plus how many more is going to equal 5, or a part-whole relationship. I know that 2 plus 3 more is going to give me 5. I can now cross off this 5 because I have turned the 5 into 2 and 3. Now I'm going to go back to this first number. 12 take away 2 is going to give me 10. This part is done for students at this time, but eventually they're going to have to remember to do this part by themselves. For right now though, 12 take away 2 is 10. I can now cross off these two numbers because I do not need them anymore. I turned it into a 10. The only number I have left is 3. 10 minus 3. That could be tricky for some students, but please prompt them that they know 3's partner to 10. And I know that that is 7. Think of this as an addition sentence. 3 plus how many more is going to give you 10? And that is 7. And I should always write my answer in both places. Let's continue working. The next example, 11 minus 6, I'm still going to circle the smallest number and make an upside down caret. The next thing I'm going to do is look at this 11 and pay attention to this ones digit. 11 minus what number is going to get me to 10? I know that that's going to be 1, because this tells me in the ones place how many hops back I need to take to get to 0. Now I'm going to look at the part-whole relationship. 1 plus how many more is going to give me 6? I know that that is 5. I can cross out the 6 now because I've changed it into a 1 and to a 5. Let's take a look. 11 minus 1 is going to give me 10. Because I changed that number into a 10, I can cross out those two numbers. The only number I'm left with is 5. 10 take away 5 might be hard for me, but I know that 5 plus 5 gives me 10 because 5 is its own partner to 10. I'm going to put my number in the problem above as well. Therefore, 11 minus 6 is 5. Or an easier way for us to do that is knowing that 10 minus 5 also gives us 5. This way is a lot easier for me to do, especially in my head, than it is to do the problem above. In the next example, we have 15 minus 7. Again, I'm circling the smallest number and making an upside down caret. Next, I know that I need to get to 10. I'm going to look at the 15, but especially focus on this ones digit. I know that if I take 5 hops back, I'm going to land up at 10 if I'm starting at 15. Now go back. 5 plus how many more is going to give me 7? I know that that is 2. I can now cross off the 7 because I changed the 7 into a 5 and a 2. We're going to go back and look at this relationship. 15 minus 5 gives me 10. I can now cross off these two numbers. The only number I have left is 2. 10 minus 2. Again, think of this as addition. I know that 2's partner to 10 is 8. That's easier for me to solve than 10 take away 2 in my head. I should always put the answer in the problem above or in both places. Therefore, 15 minus 7 gives me 8, and 10 minus 2 also gives me 8. Another example, 14 minus 8. I'm going to circle the 8 and make an upside down caret. I'm going to take a look at the 14 and look at the ones if I'm going to have to make 10. I know that I have to take 4 hops back in order to get that 0 in the ones place. 4 plus how many more equals 8? That's a doubles fact. I know that that's 4. I can now cross out the 8 because I've turned it into 4 and 4. Now I'm going to look back and check my work. 14 minus 4 is going to give me 10. Because I turned it into a 10 down here, I can cross off those two numbers. The only digit left I have is 4. 10 minus 4, or 4 plus what number is going to give me 10? I know that 4's partner to 10 is 6. I'm going to put my number above. 14 minus 8 is 6. 10 minus 4 is also 6. It's a lot easier for me to solve this problem down here, 10 take away 4, knowing that I know my partners to 10, than it is to solve 14 minus 8 in my head. Lastly, 13 minus 5. I'm going to circle the smallest number, make an upside down caret. Look at the 13 with attention to the ones. I know that if I hop back 3 jumps, I'm going to get that ones digit to be a 0. I'm going to land at a 10. 3 plus how many more is 5? I know that that's 2. I can now cross out the 5 because I've changed it into a 3 and a 2. Let's go back and look. 13 take away 3 is going to give me 10. Because I changed it into a 10 and I've used those numbers, I can cross those 2 out. The only number I'm left with is 2. 10 take away 2, or 2 plus what number is going to give me 10? I know my partner is to 10, so I know that that is 8. Again, when doing this at home with your students, please try to reinforce this exact language that I'm using in class. To circle the smallest number, to make a caret under that number, and to think about how many hops back on a number line or hundreds grid we would need to take to make a 10. If we're reinforcing that language at school or at home, it's going to be easier for students to not only move along in the Go Math curriculum, but to really retain the information and think into those higher ordering thinking skills in other areas of math. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.